Hello there. My name is Am Jinrakai, and this video is going to be a little bit different than anything I've kind of done so far. And I think in a lot of ways it might be maybe the most personal and intimate piece of art I've kind of ever tried to do. And going forward, hopefully, that's also kind of more the norm, and I can gonna be trying to be kind of more myself on on my own YouTube channel, I guess. But this video is going to serve as kind of a channel update and hopefully a change in direction in a lot of ways, but not at all in the type of content and covering One Piece and Berserk and all that stuff. No. I guarantee there'll still be the crazy Am Jinrakai ideas. But first, we gotta talk about the last couple weeks I've had and where we're at now. So where do I start? I guess I should kind of start at the fact that the last 2 weeks or so I had kind of a mini nervous breakdown, I guess, and so I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit shaky. I'm kind of getting back in the swing of things finally. So it started with, went to the doctor thinking I had a kidney stone, which I've had one before, and it was, terrible pain, and I was having very similar feelings or whatever, and the only difference this time is, since the kidney stone a few years ago, I've had migraines. And whatever I thought was going on inside my nerves was giving me migraines. So I thought, oh boy, okay, there's a kidney stone in there, and it's causing some sort of reaction in my brain to make me have a migraine. So they do the tests and everything like that, and I go home and I'm waiting for the results to come back, in a few days or whatever. But and then the next day, I end up having to leave work and feeling intense pain in my chest that I'd never felt before. So my wife and I go to the ER. I'm told there's no kidney stone, there's no heart damage, there's no lung damage, there's no gastrointestinal stuff going on as far as all the MRIs and CT scans and everything like that show. And then the next day, actually, the pain was probably about 10 times worse, and it was all over, around the area of my heart. My arms were feeling numb, my legs were feeling like jelly, all that kind of stuff. Think I'm having a heart attack, and that whatever they didn't see on the test, they must have missed something, because I'm definitely feeling something. There's definitely something going on. So we go to another ER. This time I decide to splurge and go to the Cleveland Clinic because I live in Ohio. And this time they run a bunch of tests on my head because I was having tons of migraine pain as well with everything going on. And all the tests seem to be normal, coming back with the imaging and all those things. And they do an X-ray again and all that. And I was actually convinced I still had a kidney stone, even though nothing showed up on all the imaging or whatever. But so I was drinking a ton of water. And I guess if you drink a ton of water, it lowers the sodium level in your blood. So I was told that maybe I had something to do with that. So I scheduled an appointment with my regular doctor that week. And that second ER visit was on a Saturday. So I'm waiting until I have an appointment on Thursday. So I'm waiting until Thursday. Well, all of a sudden, I start to be barely able to sleep because I start waking up in the morning with just the most intense headache, migraine thing I've ever had. Way worse than any migraine I've had tons of them in the last 2 years. It was like that on steroids, and I couldn't swallow, was biting my tongue, just was seeing things, just really crazy stuff. So that starts happening, Monday morning, and I got 4 more days to wait to get to, my doctor, my primary care physician or whatever. And then just the darndest thing starts happening where each morning it's getting worse. I'm barely sleeping, and then now during the day I'm starting to shake all day. I'm starting to constantly have the headaches, all of it accompanied by just intense chest pain as well. Just lots of scary things going on. But I tell myself, okay, I got the doctor's coming up. He's gonna run some more tests. Maybe it's this low sodium blood thing or whatever. And I'm thinking that my sodium is low in my blood. Well, my actual sodium level was like 132, and I think normal is like 135. They told me. So the day we get to the doctor, Thursday finally comes. Well, that Thursday morning, I thought I was gonna die. It was just the worst headache I've ever had. It was I've never had one worse than that. It was Harry Potter scar on crack. But we get to the doctor, and my wife's been having to drive me all week. She never drives. I'm always the one driving, and I can't hold the steering wheel. My hands, I can't control my hands. I can't like open them. My fingers look like a dead spider when it's all curled up. And at this point, I'm really starting to think that I'm I'm having some sort of an anxiety attack, because I had anxiety in high school. Who doesn't? But when I was in high school, I had some real bad anxiety attacks at the end of my freshman year that my body chemically and physically dealt with by creating a obsessive-compulsive disorder of washing my hands. And at the worst of my hand washing, I was probably washing my hands for like 7-8 hours a day combined. I would do things where I just sneak away to the bathroom for 10 minutes, and I would literally hold my hands underneath the water and count to 120. And the way that I counted was 1, 2, 3. And if I happened to touch the sink with one of my hands, I had to start over. If I happened to do something wrong with the soap, I had to start over. And those were my days until sophomore, junior year. My parents kind of started to notice at the time. It was one of the few kind of things they were in on, I guess. And actually, to be totally honest, my mom actually marked where the soap was one day, and then in one day I had used an entire like 3/4 of a thing of one of those like Zest soap things, those like push liquid soap dispenser things. I ended up getting onto a Zoloft and seeing a therapist, and through I guess a lot of work or whatever, but it all kind of got settled. I haven't been on any of that kind of medication since I was like 21. I'm 32 now. But so I get to the doctor on Thursday, and I literally couldn't hold the pen. I have to wear sunglasses inside. My avatar is really does look a lot like me. I have to wear a thing around my nose all the time to keep it open, just because I got bad genes with like nasal sinuses and all that stuff. But those Breathe Right strips alleviate a lot of that for me. And with the light sensitivity, I just wear glasses on when I'm inside like stores and stuff like that. When I'm at home, I don't. I have been the last 2 weeks because of I guess sensory overload or something like that. But before that, it was just kind of when we went out and stuff like that. And then I wear earplugs too because it helps with the migraine. So I'm looking all sorts of I'm sure crazy. I can't hold a pen. I can't write my name. I try to write my name, and my wife ends up having to write it for me on the sheet, like help me out. And I tell them just straight up, hey, I think I'm having an anxiety attack or a panic attack or something like that. I mean, it feels a lot worse than the anxiety attack I had in high school. And I now know it's because I was having I guess it's a little bit different or something. It was a panic attack. Well, so we see the doctor, and he tells me about this low sodium thing, and he's really not. I end up having a good doctor, actually. I do have a good doctor. He really didn't think it was the sodium thing because I was just kind of going crazy over that because I was reading the symptoms and I had all these symptoms, and I started freaking out because I was sure that morning I had a seizure. Once I was reading all these symptoms, I was sure that was why Thursday morning's wake up was so painful. It was because it was a seizure. But it wasn't. It wasn't. But that night we get home, and I cannot get the seizure thing out of my mind, and we end up going to the ER again. And they start doing all the tests again, and nothing's showing up, thank God. But it becomes clear that what I have going on is a panic attack. On the streets of London. All of a sudden, I'm Tony Soprano.
Stress, maybe.
About what?
And, you asked me 2 weeks ago, something like that. I wouldn't say I was depressed. I wouldn't say I was depressed now, but I guess that's we don't know our own bodies, I guess, and we definitely don't know our own brains. And long story short, 3 ER visits in less than in about a week, actually in exactly a week. And my wife and I are leaving there after I got some Valium, which I stupidly, I always thought it was like volume, like the sound level. I just thought they were the same thing. I didn't know there was a different pronunciation for volume or whatever. But my other my main doctor called in the some antidepressant type stuff that hasn't kicked in yet, but I am feeling better, and I'm hoping I got to see him again this Tuesday for a follow up from the ER. Hoping to get on some more immediate relief stuff. I really haven't slept much. That night coming back from the ER, I slept for 6 hours, and that's the most I've slept in about 2 weeks. I was just full disclosure. Last night, I woke up screaming again, and couldn't breathe. But at least I knew it was a panic attack, I guess. So I just sat through it from about 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. I had a panic attack this morning, or 3 consecutive panic attacks. I had to do breathing things through the whole thing. Tell myself, "Hey, you're okay, you're okay." Just a lot of bad stuff, But woke up this morning. Not woke up this morning. I got out of bed finally this morning after just spending from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. Staring at the ceiling, counting my breaths, breathing in through my nose, out through my mouth. And, during the whole thing, I'm just telling myself, well, at least my head's not getting split open with pain. It's just that I can't breathe this time. And going through it, I guess. But it is getting better. Today is the best I've felt. I wouldn't say I feel normal, but there's been no shakes. Funny note, if you are dealing with panic attacks and having shakes in your arms and legs, Gatorade will make that kind of disappear. At least it did for me, and I've heard it has worked for others. But
Hey, yo. All good. Made her dinner already. She's eating Blue. What is this? Yeah. I'm gonna give it some more. Yeah, here you go. Blue has the most antioxidants. Hey, you're just in time for a Blue feast. Let's eat.
I really can't sleep. So all night, if I'm not freaking out, I've been cleaning my house. I've cleaned my entire house over and over again. It's the best it's ever smelled and looked and all. It's not that it's ever really been that gross, but just gotta do something. And today I decided that that's something that I do when since I can't sleep, is I might as well do things that I want to do, and I want to make videos. I want to draw manga most of all, but I have to, I that's kind of on the side right now. But right now I want to do videos, and I want to do YouTube. I want to try YouTube content. I want to see how I can last on the grand line of One Piece YouTube and Berserk YouTube and Game of Thrones, The Song of Ice and Fire, House of Dragon YouTube, all of it. I do want to be in the arena. That's what I kept telling myself last night when I was laying there. If I couldn't focus on my breathing, which is very hard for me to do with the intrusive thoughts, I just kept telling myself I gotta do things I want to do. And they don't know what's going on 100% yet. We seem pretty sure that it's anxiety stuff. I'm hoping to get some more immediate panic attack relief medicine from my doctor on Tuesday. I'm actually thinking about calling tomorrow to try to reschedule the appointment for Monday, because the very thought of the next mornings, or the next 3 nights until Tuesday are the most terrifying thoughts I think I could possibly ever have. And the only thing that's going to help me is what it's always been is trying to do art. That's why I drew all the stuff. When I started drawing pretty hardcore. I mean, I've drawn my whole life, but when I really started getting into manga and not getting into manga, but getting into trying to draw my own mangas and little notebooks filled with them and all that stuff, was when I was 15 with the anxiety attacks then. And so I figure it worked before. It has to work again, or else I don't know what I'll do. I won't do anything. I'm not trying to say anything. I've just, you know, no warnings or anything like that. Just, I think it'll work. And diving full into something is all I've ever known how to do. Giving it my all. And, you know, like I said, they don't know why. I don't know why any of this stuff's just cropping up now. I mean, sure, I guess I've been stressed. Maybe because I wasn't finishing my big Halloween Idea of Evil video on time. Or maybe it could have been family stuff. You know, we all have our problems. Maybe it's work stuff. Of this, I will not go into detail. And then maybe it was just those fucking ducks.
What kind of bird?
I don't know. Seagull or something.
A water bird?
It's goddamn ducks.
Luckily, my wonderful wife is a godsend and carried me through these last weeks. Way better bedside manner than Carmela, and much more beautiful. No offense to the fabulous Eddie Falco. And we have the best 2 doggies in the whole entire world, and they've been helping me through the nights while I've been cleaning, and I guess I'm still a work in progress. And I want you all to know, this, so are the videos. My need to be right and conquer has come back. It was there yesterday, you know, even after, you know, before the freak out stuff, and today it's been even stronger. And I didn't think it would be, but it has. But I have to start doing things a little differently, and that includes YouTube. I'm not going to be concerned with the views and the likes and the analytics. I'm not going to follow whatever bullshit everyone else is doing because I'm told that's the only way that it can work on YouTube.
Because the music that they constantly play, it says nothing to me about my life.
I'm not going to chase each chapter reaction and dictate what I do based on trends, or especially for One Piece, where really Oda's already given us all the answers from the very beginning. I promise you that we have had the answers the entire time. But I think that the biggest thing is that I really want to be 100% me on my channel all the time. And I am what I am. Take it or leave it. But I guarantee that if you stick with me and my crazy, zany, wacky ideas, you'll be ahead of the curve. And as for that Idea of Evil video that I've been promising, I'm expecting to finish it by the next break week. And I'm going to try out some of, you know, smaller videos like this and some smaller ideas that are going to be quicker and easier for me to make. I want to make more videos and that I'm going to enjoy, not that I think will just do well on YouTube. And I want to explore ideas about the series that I think only I found in the pages, sadly. But don't worry. I think it's going to be a lot more fun from now on because it has to be. It can't get any darker than this. Or else, you know, you just won't see anything on the channel ever again. But really, in all honesty, today has been, you know, the best I've felt in what feels like forever. And this recording this is the most I've been able to talk in a row without being in an ER room on Valium and saline solution, so I'm not freaking out about dying from low sodium in your blood, which I didn't even know was a thing. And so I feel like my hypothesis is already correct, that diving back into the art to try to find what's wrong with me and what's wrong with the world and all that stuff. I think it's the same things that Oda does and Kentaro Miura did and George R. R. Martin does. And art exists to examine ourselves. And if people like it, great. If people can relate to it, even better. And if they can't, thank God you haven't, you know, felt these things. But either way, I feel good doing this. I wanna do more of this, and I'm going to. And that's gonna start, you know, right now.
This shit I'm telling you, it'll all blow over.
Didn't you admit to Dr. Cusimano that you were feeling depressed?
Well, okay, a little update. I'm recording this on Wednesday morning at 3:24 a.m. It seems like my schedule kind of right now is pretty much no sleep. Basically since Thursday, I think I've had about a total of 10 to 11 hours of sleep. I seem to go to sleep around 11 o'clock, and I sleep for about 2 hours, and wake up in a panic attack or an anxiety attack or whatever, and instead of trying to just stay in bed and deal with it there or whatever, I just get up and start working on whatever. The doctor wasn't really able to give me anything new for the anxiety or anything like that. I have a psychiatry appointment to be determined. The one place I was talking to couldn't see me until the new year, but this through the doctor, I guess they can call me on the phone hopefully sometime this week to get the ball rolling on whatever all that is. Apparently there's a chance that all of this can kind of be a form of, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, which I did not know, people could have from stuff. I mean, I used to, in my early 20s, I had to live outside for a while, and I'm not going to get into, sob stories or anything like that, but I guess there's lots of stuff that can recrop up and present itself in new and interesting and fun ways, like when it comes to trauma and dealing with it, all of a sudden not being able to handle anxiety and panic in the same ways that you could before. So, it's still a learning process. I'm trying to get this video out. I figure if I'm only going to sleep, for 2 hours a day, I might as well try to. Not might as well. I feel like if I don't keep moving, I have to just keep moving. So I might as well fill up those other 22 hours of the day with, work. And like I said before, work I enjoy, as well as, work I have to do as well, for my own business and stuff like that. But I think kind of one of the biggest and maybe the main point of art, aside from expressing yourself doing it, is through art we can kind of see ourselves and see pieces of, human nature and human behavior and the human condition and all that sorts of stuff, and perhaps somewhere all in there is some answer to all of this stuff that's going on, in some form. And what I mean by that is just by looking through art and kind of examining it and just experiencing it on just a watching level. You can see yourself in things, and sometimes it's gonna be good and bad. Sometimes that can be confusing, just all sorts of stuff. But the more and more I kind of look at this stuff, it seems like that's kind of the point, is through art, and whether it's your own art or other people's arts, you can get to know yourself better. And maybe I need to do more of that, maybe. And then maybe I have, kind of shut off things or, kind of locked things away or dealt with, whether it was homelessness, bullying, parents, deaths, you name it, whatever. Nothing that no one else in the world. Everybody's got problems. I'm not saying I got any more than, or less than anybody else, but suddenly it seems like all of a sudden at 32, 33 years old, my body's not handling it the same way that it used to. So the joys of getting old. I don't really want to record anymore on this video. Just get it out there. Maybe it's some sort of a, I don't know, dealing with trauma or just trying to talk things out. If you've ever experienced some stuff like this, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. The Gatorade thing that about the shaking that I learned was, I only learned it from talking to one of my friends about it online and stuff. And you are. Thank you. But I'm gonna get back to work. And as always, my name is Amjin Rakai. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.